Dear children, welcome you all to this online Edu classes for class 8th Social Science. Here I am Meenakshi Pandey. Today we are going to study chapter 2 from Trade to Territory. The company establishes power. Our learning objective: the political condition of India during the year 1600 and onwards. What is East India Company? The reasons for the rise of intense conflict with local rulers. And the last one is rise of East India Trading Company as the masters of Bengal. Children, as you know, that Aurangzeb was the last of the powerful Mughal rulers. He was crowned as the emperor in the year 1658. He established control over a large part of India. And you know it well that during the reign of Jahangir, the British traders, not only the British, rather the traders from the Asian countries and from the European countries, they started coming to India to trade. If you remember, in the previous class you could have studied about Vasco da Gama. He was a Portuguese explorer, yes, and he has discovered the sea route to India in the year 1498. He started from Portugal and then he reached Cape of Good Hope. From there, he again started his journey and finally explored India. After that, in the year 1700, Murshid Quli Khan was made the Diwan of Bengal by Aurangzeb. During that time, Dhaka was the capital of Bengal. Children, as you know that in the year 1600, East India Company acquired a charter from Queen Elizabeth I, the then ruler of England. East India Company was in fact a trading company and it has acquired that charter. The word charter means the grant of rights and privilege to a company to trade. With this sole right, they could exclude the competitions from the other English trading companies. In fact, it was in-house companies only which could be excluded from it. Apart from that, other trading companies were also there from the Western countries, for example from France, from Portugal, from Netherlands. These people were coming to trade. So, these companies gave a good competition to those East India Company. In fact, this charter could not prevent other European trading companies from entering the Eastern market. By the time East India Company came to India, the Portuguese had already established their presence on the western coast of India, in Goa. Expansion of trade. Many mercantile trading companies in those days made profit primarily by excluding competitions, so that they could buy cheap and sell dear. In fact, they were looking for new lands from which it could buy goods at a cheap price and carry them back to Europe to sell them at higher prices. The problem of these companies were that they all were interested in buying the same things. For example, as you can see on the screen, the fine qualities of cotton and silk that was produced in India had a big market in Europe. Pepper, cloves, cardamom and cinnamon too were in great demand. This gave rise in the competition. Now, this inevitably pushed up the prices. If you remember that when the demands are high, the prices would go up and simultaneously the profit would be low. With this concept, these trading companies increased the competitions amongst themselves. As they all were in demand of spices, definitely the prices would go high. And when I'm giving you simply an example, Suppose a person from France, a person from Britain, and a person from Portugal. They all are coming to trade from India, right? And they all have to buy paper. Suppose they were buying, suppose one single country like Britain is buying the pepper 15 rupees per kg. But when the same thing is been demanded by the French and the Portuguese, the prices of those pepper would be increasing. It would become 17 or 20. When the Europeans were buying it at the rate of 15, they were selling it in the Britain at the rate of 20 per kg. But now, as the competition had increased, they have to buy the same pepper at the rate of 18 rupees. Then the profit definitely is less. Now they are buying it in 18 rupees and selling it in 20 rupees. So the profit gained by them is only 2. So this profit was comparatively very low. Due to this reason, many of the different issues have come up. In the next slide, we would be learning about it. Children, as we already have discussed, that eliminating the rival companies were the only way to reduce the competitions and get more profits. This elimination gave birth to first battles between the trading companies. For example, they used to have the battles in the oceans. They used to sink each other's ship. They blockaded others' route. Now the trade was carried on with arms. The trading posts were being protected through fortifications. If we talk about trading posts means the places. For example, suppose the British East India Company has made West Bengal its center as a trading post. From Hooghly, they used to carry their products to the ship. In that case, that was the trading post for them. From throughout the country, they used to collect their goods, whatever they needed to export from India. They used to collect it at the West Bengal. That was the post for them. And in that case, slowly and gradually, they started making the fortifications. These fortifications have created trouble with the local rulers, right? And this has created intense conflict with the local rulers as well. Now, the company therefore found it difficult to separate trade from politics. Now, in the next video, we would be learning further on. Thank you.